You are adding 2 new nodes into an existing switchless node cluster. Which 2 statements are true in this scenario? Choose 2. Option A. You first need to install the cluster interconnect switches to the existing cluster. Option B. You must make sure that the existing nodes are healthy and that all cluster links are up. Option C. The existing cluster must use cluster data ONTAP 8.1 or later software. Option D. You need to schedule downtime to add these 2 nodes. The correct answer is option A, B. You are installing a new cluster with a pair of NetApp CN switches. Which 3 statements describe how the ports are configured according to NetApp best practices? Choose 3. Option A. Port 13 to 16 are designated as cluster host ports. Option B. All ports have standard frames enabled. Option C. Ports 13 to 16 are designated as inter-switch links, ISLs. Option D. Ports 1 to 12 are designated as cluster host ports. Option E. All ports have jumbo frames enabled. The correct answer is option A, C, E. You are dispatched to install a new cluster with 6 AFF nodes. While running Config Advisor, you determine that there is a newer firmware version for SSDs. Which statement is correct in this scenario? Option A. Prior to leaving the site, tell the customer that a later firmware exists for those disk drives, but that the upgrade will provoke downtime. Option B. Unless the customer advises otherwise, upgrade the firmware on the SSDs to clear the Config Advisor error. Option C. Prior to leaving the site, advise the customer that the firmware is included in the version of ONTAP that they downloaded. Option D. Unless the customer advises otherwise, leave the firmware alone and document the version of ONTAP being used to explain the issue. The correct answer is option C. You finished the installation of a node cluster and want to determine whether HA is configured correctly. What are 2 ways to accomplish this task? Choose 2. Option A. Use the on-command Performance Manager GUI. Option B. Use the cluster HA show and storage failover show commands on the CLI. Option C. Use the system node auto support check show command on the CLI. Option D. Use the on-command System Manager GUI. The correct answer is option B, D.